Welcome, everyone, to another age of Radio Mercury, your home for podcasting and pop culture news. I am really excited to be here. I have had a fantastic day of talking for the last 9 hours. I feel like, and we're going to talk for 3 more hours. No, wait, an hour and a half right now. And we have some fun show for you today. We have a fun show every week. We have an even more fun show because we're going to go through all of the summer games that have been released through Nintendo, right, Trey? Nintendo Summer Game Fest, Nintendo Direct Summer Game Fest. And what was the other one? There's a third one involved in these bad boys.
I think there was 4. PC Gaming.
I only saw 3, so we're screwed.
No. PC Gaming, Summer Games Fest, Xbox, and Nintendo.
All right, I have everything announced during the Game Fest 2026 showcase. I have everything announced at Xbox Game Showcase. I have everything announced at Nintendo Direct. Where was the third one? Did I lose this one?
The PC
and then I have a bunch of layoffs.
Weird. I thought I had. Maybe I didn't add that one.
Summer Game Fest. Everything announced during Nintendo. Layoff. Our favorite. Oh, nope. You're right. I just didn't add it. We'll add this in here. We'll also talk about these 11 games. But if you're new to the show, before we get into the news articles, we chit chat for a little bit because we love chit chat. And I was excited because last weekend, Joey and I and Jinx and Thermo did a panel at Phoenix Fan Fusion. I think that was this last weekend. Was that this last weekend, Trey, that I did that?
Yes, I believe
fantastic. It was. And someone came up to me and he was all like, so where do you think that he was like, where do you think that conversation belongs in a podcast? Because I feel like a podcast starts and then people talk for like 20 minutes before they start talking about anything. And I was like, well, it depends on the podcast. And I was like, on one of our podcasts, we shoot the shit, excuse my language, for about 15 minutes just to see how everybody's doing. So I guess it just kind of depends on what your podcast is designed to do and what you're doing. But we had a great time. That it was well received. We had about, I keep saying 50 people. I think I'm exaggerating. There's probably like 20 or 30 people that were in there. Our room was almost full. People were taking notes. I was recording some of it on my iPhone. And to be honest, I wrote a podcast, or I did a podcast for the Age of Jeremy, because to be honest, I felt kind of ashamed that I didn't take it as seriously as I should have, because of the fact that the last time that I did that, no one showed up. And I know that was at UU conference a couple of years ago, and we weren't as big as we were now. And obviously they didn't show up specifically for me, but they showed up because they were interested in podcasting. So it could mean that there's a growth trajectory in podcasting. It could mean that there was just more people because it was Phoenix Fan Fusion as opposed to the other one. But yeah, so that was pretty cool this last weekend that we did that. It was pretty exciting. And then the rest of the week was just a blur because I worked. And then this morning I woke up and did our ex-royalty conference for about 6 hours. And then I did an hour and a half of talking on the New Wealth Transfer podcast. And now I'm going to do an hour and a half of talking with you, Trey. So Trey, how is your week been? Oh, and we did our Mercury Spaces. We did that yesterday. Did you enjoy that?
Yes, we did. I did enjoy it. Although, props to you guys for dealing with the beta software thing. I ended up switching to an Android phone halfway through the show just so that I could.
Let's just reiterate that. You switched to what type of phone during it?
An Android phone.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's good.
Very tinny speakers, I gotta say. But it's like, I don't know, 6 years old, so.
Hey, look, the key is that we're out here doing stuff, making content, and we're out there talking about the things that are important to us. That's why it's important, Trey, is because we were there. And surprisingly, Joey showed up too and gave his take on Daredevil, which was similar to most of my take on it.
Yeah, I think that it was. I really encourage anybody who is watching this to go and join us because we enjoyed the conversation, and it's really nice to just get other people's opinions on this sort of stuff instead of staring out into the void of the internet.
Yeah, that's very true. the other thing too is if you're new to something, they're good gateways into learning about other things. That's why I encourage people to try other mediums and listen to as much stuff as possible, because you might find something that you didn't know or that you might like. If you want to listen to that X Spaces, you can obviously head on over to X. The recording is there. It's at Age of Radio on X. However, we're pulling it off of X and we're going to be putting it up on our Mercury feed. So I'm really excited about that because the Mercury feed is live wherever you get your podcast. And this video will also go up on Spotify afterwards as well. So I'm really excited about that piece of it now actually finally having a podcast feed, which means that now we can get everybody together and maybe we can do a live audio podcast when we're all in the same place, and then we can put that out only on the feed. So make sure that you guys go subscribe to Mercury by Age of Radio on Spotify or on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcast, because this audio will go on there, and then also our spaces will go on there, and then we're working on some other audio mediums as well for the Mercury brand. Other than that, Trey, did you do anything fun this week?
Not really. Just kind of hung out. Oh, I did start playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the first of the trilogy.
Did you enjoy it?
I did actually enjoy it.
Trey, I'll be honest with you. I don't know when the last time was that I played a video game. It has been so long, Trey. I maybe I'll skip the gym tonight and get a pizza and just play video games.
I mean, every once in a while, like you guys were talking about during the show today, every once in a while, you got to relax.
Unless you're Dustin, then you have to work every day, 7 days a week for at least 8 hours, maybe 10 hours. I would prefer he was working 10 hours. All right, Trey, you have been watching more of the Summer Game Fest than I have, because I have literally done nothing but worked since last Sunday up until through this day. So I'm excited to get into this. Where do you think that we should start? Where do you want to start at? We have Nintendo Direct, we have games, we have that PC one. I don't know. I have all kinds of stuff here.
Let's start with the Xbox one, because that one we're going to have to skim through a lot of them. They did like 26 game announcements.
Okay, so I have some bad news. I can't see which one is Xbox when I share the screen, because I'm using my teleprompter so I can stare at the camera, and all it says is everything announced during Nintendo, and then the other ones say everything announced during and then our 11 favorite games, and here's everything announced during the. So let's see which one this is. It's our 11 favorites is PC gaming. Okay, so it's everything announced during the. It should be this one. I don't know. We're just gonna share this one and see what happens.
Yep, I'm okay with going with any of them, honestly.
Trey, is it sharing?
It is not.
Happening. Good. I love my teleprompter. I love it. All right, I'm gonna have to get out of teleprompter. Well, there it goes. It's just because it's my internet and I spend $9,000 on internet and then nothing specifically happens. All right, well, here we go. See, I even shared the wrong one still. Our 11 favorite games from the 2026 PC gaming show. Oh, man. All right. Once again, time for the annual deluge of gaming showcases surrounding Summer Game Fest. Most of them have plenty of great games, but there's also a lot of trailers to parse through. And the PC gaming show is perhaps the most stuffed of all. To simplify things, we watched the showcase live and assembled the most interesting and exciting trailers. This is Game Informer and reveals from the event. Here are their favorite games from the 26th Gaming Showcase. So we got Two Tight Spaces, and we're are there videos for any of these? No, these ones don't have videos.
Usually
these are just
they
articles. Do. Well, usually the other ones do, but this one doesn't seem to. All right, well, Two Tight Spaces. Fights in Tight Spaces was a slick card battle with a unique premise, enough so that it got a spin-off called Knights in Tight Spaces. That's the one that I want to play, Knights in Tight Spaces. The new game features online cooperative multiplayer for 1 to 3 players alongside an attractive new visual style. The first trailer for the game looks great, featuring some exciting melees that see lots of environmental hazard attacks. I wouldn't know if it looks great because I can't watch it from the Game Informer's website. So now, Trey, what are your thoughts? I'm skipping PC. No one plays PC anymore anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say this is the one that I haven't actually watched.
Oh my God. Trey, you watched all of them, but except for the one that we decided to start with.
Yep.
Freaking A. All right. All right, let's go to Nintendo then. I'm just going to, in the future, just be like, we're going to go to this one and then just go to the Nintendo one, or the one that I'm just going to go down the list to make it easier for myself.
Fair enough.
All right, every game showed during the 2026 Nintendo Direct presentation, and I love me some rhythm, heaven, and grooviness. But we're going to skip that one because I really want to see the Onimusha, The Way of the Sword for Nintendo Direct. You want to watch this one, Trey?
Sure, absolutely.
Good.
they flipping always, every single time.
Every time.
Master the way of the sword.
Oh my gosh. We're going old school here. F this.
Which of the Onimusha games have you played, Jeremy?
I want to say like didn't it come out in the 90s or the 2000s?
I think it's the 2000s because it was PS2 era.
Yeah. So I think just the first one.
Do you know the second one was actually my favorite out of all of them?
What did you like about it the most? The fact that the internet didn't have to be involved with it?
I take it you have some interesting thoughts. Speaking of which, just so everybody knows, while we're trying to get this to load, we're having another X Spaces just this upcoming week talking about this, and we can go into more detail. So when it comes to my overall favorites, I'm going to try and save that and gush about it during the X Spaces. So yeah, if come for that.
You're gonna do some gushing, is what I heard.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's great because we're not going to be able to watch anything now anyway because of whatever hell is happening with the speed of the internet loading.
If you guys want to see any of these, I didn't get the specific trailers.
If you want to see any of them, don't watch our show and go watch them directly from the link that we have. I have no idea. This is ridiculous. All right, let's see if this one loads.
In some more. Oh, looks like it's loading.
We got one. And it's stuck.
Have you played Dragon's Dogma?
I have not. I'm looking forward to seeing the trailer sometime in the near future. For the sequel. All right. Oh my gosh.
All of these are in the Discord dispatch, by the way.
You shall not harm the Arisen. I will finish this here and now. Over here, Master.
The truth behind Norgan's downfall is at hand. I can feel it.
Did you play the first Dragon's Dogma?
No, I haven't played the first or the
Arisen.
second one. This is a remake.
'Tis a burden I
believe,
alone must shoulder.
or a remaster.
All right, Dragon's Dogma is coming October 9th, 2026. Let us know what you think about these trailers down in the comments. But if you're like, well, they're running really slow and I can't see, leave that comment to yourself. I'm aware of it. My concern, though, Trey, is I don't know if it's really going to be the internet that's the problem, because I feel like it's probably more that there's only 60. You would think 16 gigabytes of RAM would be enough RAM for the computer, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think that it's a RAM problem.
It could be a StreamYard problem. I hate them. But then when I
It
see
could be
other, it's gonna be internet. But I've spent so much time trying to do internet related things to make this not happen that I don't know what else to do other than put a full direct fiber optic line into this bedroom.
I think next time we do something like this, and I think I mentioned this last time, I think maybe just pulling directly from YouTube, because on YouTube you can actually set the quality, and maybe having it at a lower quality would help a lot.
No, I want better quality. Oh my gosh, look at this One Piece game. Now you can watch 8,000 hours of One Piece and play an 8,000 hour video game. Trey, which ones did you like from this?
Again, I'm not gonna go that.
Oh, you're not going to tell me what you like from it because you're going to gush over on. Okay, fine. Then I'm doing Fire Emblem. That's the next one that I'm doing because I want this game so bad.
Fair enough.
This is the Dagdan Empire, a prosperous land ruled by the gods. The capital, Daxian, plays host to the heroic games, the winner of which is granted one wish. Powerful fighters from across the land have gathered to participate. The story revolves around 4 heroes. Kai, a young boy determined to win the games to save his imprisoned father. Dietrich, a swordsman ever on the hunt for a stronger foe. Theodora, a queen seeking to fulfill the long-held dream of her homeland. And Lita, a musician with her sights set on revenge. Guide whichever character you choose to victory as they weave their own unique tale.
Asked to me, Blade.
Between matches, you can strengthen your forces in different ways. Hone your techniques at the training grounds.
Figuring it out.
Recruit new allies. Or travel beyond Daxian's walls to gain experience. How you spend your free time is up to you. Combat takes the form of turn-based tactical battles. Consider your weapon's range and your unit's strengths on the battlefield. Plus, each of the 4 main characters comes with their own special techniques. By using these techniques to the fullest, you might turn the tide of battle.
Rejoice with me at the advent of the underworld.
We look upon the promised one, who will rout you here and guide the living to salvation.
How did it feel?
To upheave the world. Begone from us, the darkest dark.
Well, that's definitely one we're going to pick up. I think Jinx said that I was one of the main ones she wanted to pick up. And I guess since Trey's not going to share his comments or thoughts on any of these.
I think that one looks really good. No, I didn't say we share my comments and thoughts. I said I'm not going to say which ones are my favorite yet.
Do you like tactical style games like that where they're turn-based, tactical based with the square grids?
Not normally, but that one looks really good.
Yeah, those are probably my favorite type. Those are probably my favorite. It would be those are probably my favorite types of games. That's the first. And then probably second is regular turn-based RPGs and then action RPGs.
Right. You're going to love Final Fantasy Resonance. Speaking of which, the next time...
Wait, Final Fantasy what? Is that in the place? Where's that at?
I think this is in this one. I'm not sure.
I want to find that one.
Also, whenever we find resonance for the rest of the stream, we should play a gong sound because resonance was the word of the year. There were like 4 games that I noticed
that had resonance in it.
Yep.
Final Phase. Oh, resonance. I was like, residence. Why would games have residence in it? All right, Final Fantasy Resonance. Let's check this one out. The game is an adaptation, but not a port of the story and world from the first arc of Brave Exvius, a Final Fantasy themed mobile game that was shuttered last year. Final Fantasy Resonance releases on Switch to October 22nd. Apparently, I'm having a stroke.
The first Final Fantasy in HD 2D. Final Fantasy returns to its roots with cinematic pixel art in a classic tale of crystals with a new twist. Final Fantasy Resonance. A mysterious warrior driven by revenge and shrouded in darkness seeks to shatter the 8 crystals that sustain this world. As a knight of the realm, you set out on a journey to protect the crystals. Encounter allies bound by a shared fate. Explore fantastic lands. And overcome countless perils along the way. Uncover the secrets of the past as you discover the truth of this world. Summon new strength from outside and within. Final Fantasy Resonance, coming October 22nd, 2026. Heroes resonate across worlds.
Love it. Oh, it's going to be so good. So excited to lay that out on the couch. Hold the game in my hand uncomfortably and play this for hours.
It looks really good, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm excited about that. And since I'll never know what you're excited about till next week, moving on. So that was Final Fantasy Resonance, available on Switch 2 October 22nd. And just so you guys know, that's the day after my birthday. So if you guys want to get me a nice little birthday present, just email that bad boy to me. All right, let's do one more from Nintendo Direct. Trey, do you want to pick this? Not it being one that you like or not. Just pick one of them.
Let's end on the one that got a lot of people excited. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's also
oh my gosh, no, what's got me more excited is they're releasing a new Dragon Quest Monsters. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a great year for Switch.
It is going
And
to
for
be an
Square Enix.
incredible year.
All right, what am I doing? Ocarina of Time? Let's see here.
Speaking of Square Enix, one of my favorite games came from them. Not going to say which.
Yeah, okay. Everybody come and watch our X Spaces next Thursday at 4 o'clock to find out what Trey likes. What time are you doing it? 4 o'clock?
I think it was 4:30. I can change
We're
it to
doing
4
it 4:30.
o'clock.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts 4. Oh no. Okay, everybody. I love Disney. Okay, let's do Legends of Ocarina.
Long ago, there was a land called Hyrule, created by beings of supreme divinity. At the very edge of this kingdom, there lay a small
Takes one to know one,
forest.
Creators Outlet.
Within it, an ancient solitary tree
You don't play into
quietly
his
watched
Generation
over
X
the inhabitants of the forest. These forest dwellers were called the Kokiri. Each had a fairy companion, and they lived out their innocent lives in these woods. However, there was one particular boy who did not have a fairy.
Freaking kids without fairies these days.
Oh, I'm so excited.
No, you
I'm
can't say that. Trey, you're
ludicrously.
supposed to tell us. Wait, or why was everybody upset about it, or were they excited about it? What was happening with it?
Everybody's excited about it. Everybody's really excited about it.
The brief footage shown of the game showed Link in the game's new visuals asleep in his home, which we just saw that. In a press release, Nintendo simply wrote the Nintendo 64 Classic returns for a new generation in 2026, reborn exclusively for Nintendo Switch 2. That will be pretty intense. But now we have to watch Kingdom Hearts because it's my show and I can do whatever I want.
Heck yeah.
この世界の構造はとても複雑で、私たちが定義する光と闇を具現化したものは存在しなかった。でもそれを定義するものがこの世界に来たことで、この世界にも私たちの定義する闇が現れた。
I don't know what I did. Other people should be in charge of this. I don't know why I'm in charge of things. Let's put this back on the stage. All right, that looks amazing. Did you play all the Kingdom Hearts or any of them, Trey?
I have played the majority of them. I haven't actually. I would say I played them all. I'm going to be picking up the full set when it drops later this year. They have
they
full
show that in there as well. Collection 1 through 3. I guess will they do 4 in that, or is it just going to be 1 through 3?
Just 1 through 3. 4 doesn't come out until next year.
All right, you want to head on over to Xbox?
Sure.
Because all we're going to do is play videos this entire hour and a half. and then maybe do one article of news. We'll pick two trailers from this one, Trey. We have to pick one that you want that's not one that you like, and then we'll pick a different one. All right. That's Nintendo. Is this what it is? Every game shown during the 2026 Summer Xbox Games Showcase. We got Halo. It looks like there's a Halo, something going on with Halo. All right, this is the below. We'll list each game in the order they appeared during the show. We'll run through those real quick. We have Gears of War. This is a long list. We have Fable. Oh, that's going to be great. We have Halo, Campaign Evolved. Hey, look, Resonance. There's that trigger. That's the word, right? Resonance.
That's what I said.
Legacy. All right, Pierce. Oh, Persona 4 Revival. I thought we looked at that once. State of Decay 3. And if you guys in the chats, I'm going to read these. If you want to watch one of these trailers, let us know which ones you want to watch, because Trey's not sharing what he likes, and I haven't had a chance to look at any of them. Custom Seas of Thieves Season 20 trailer. We have Metro 2039. What were you going to say, Trey?
I had one and then I lost. I figured that you would probably be wanting to watch the E-Day one, although it's a little bit long.
Bad Magpie. We got Wolong 2 Wings of Ember. We have, what the hell's this? Join us. We have Sinua. We have Doom. Oh, what is this? Doom the Dark Ages. We're going to watch that. Crazy Taxi. And are you going to get this new anniversary edition Xbox?
No, I don't even think I could. I imagine it's going to get scalped. We should check out the... Oh, crap. What was it? We literally just had it. I'm so sorry.
Crazy Taxi?
No, it was... Never mind.
William said Halo, so I'm going to listen to the fans, because that's what it says the algorithm wants us to do, is listen to the people that are watching the show. And since we have this one guy watching the show, Magicians. Oh, this looks fun. What is this? I'll have to come back and watch. All right. William gets his way. We're going to watch Halo first. Let's do this. Halo. Wee. There it is. All right, let's do this. And I'll probably watch Fable. Unless you guys out in the audience want to give us
you've heard the story. Halo, the Chief, stuff of legends. But that's not the story I'm telling today. This one you haven't heard. Op started simple enough. Drop in, grab the goods, get out before anyone noticed. Well, guess what? They noticed. Now you ready to get to it? You serve long enough, you learn to read a battlefield. This place, more of a freak show. And trust me, I know freaky.
Have you enjoyed your stay so far, Demon?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're on the clock. The thing with simple jobs is, they always get complicated. The plans change. Odds get worse. My advice, bring a Spartan. Chief, you ever get tired of being the strong, almost silent type?
No.
That looks actually pretty good. You guys can pre-order that now and get it to me for my birthday.
That looks like a lot of fun. Funny thing, I feel bad for anybody who's reviewing video games through September and October because it's a.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you have to decide. Like, you're either gonna be making a shit ton of content, or you need to like really define what the niche is that you're gonna do, or you're gonna have so much stuff to review.
Yeah, it's literally almost at a daily basis now.
Actually, you know what? We're gonna skip Fable because that's what everybody would want to see, and I'm gonna do Doom, the Dark Ages, because I think this is gonna be badass.
That was actually the one I was going to recommend. It looks really good.
Led astray by your acts of defiance. Argent Noir trembles in the wake of your actions. They follow you now.
The council has chosen. Beneath this chamber will be your tomb. This place is your pain given shape. It holds many secrets. Only a cleansed soul may leave. I am not your enemy. I am your way out.
With the Slayer gone, have you not found peace? The demons, they have retreated. No war.
Trey, this looks freaking phenomenal.
It really
I want to
does.
buy this right this moment and play this all night long. Oh my freaking god. This looks so fun. It's summer now. Does that mean this is coming soon?
I believe so. Yeah, this is an add-on. It's a DLC.
July can't get here fast enough. Let's zoom through June and get to July. This is amazing. Oh, I said the word. Well, this will probably, with the internet speed, this will probably take 4 hours to show. Oh, it's showing one place. Well, let's see how long it takes for the amazing to show up on the main screen.
It did show up. It showed up the same
No,
time.
it's not showing up on my. What? This is ridiculous. All right, hold on, let's do it again. That looks amazing. Oh my gosh,
Amazing.
that's my favorite game so far of Summer Game Fest. Everything else is useless after this. But Trey, you said there was another Square Enix. Is it Kingdom Hearts 4?
It was, dude. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay,
I'm very
okay,
excited
I'm
for.
trying to trick Trey. I'm not gonna trick Trey. All right, fine. Oh, hey, what microphone was I using?
I haven't noticed any difference.
Is that coming
I think
in?
You're using. No, you sound great.
Oh, that's weird. I wasn't on this selection. I don't know what was going on. I don't know. Well, obviously, we don't know how to use any tech stuff, being very tech savvy and being able to do full television shows at this point. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're 45 minutes into the show. Let's move on over to what's next.
Summer Games Fest is the last one, unless you want to skip that one.
No, let's do
I
it.
think-
I think games is fun because this is the
games is
most
fun.
amount of gaming that I get to do in my life is when we're doing this specific show. So, what are you going to do?
Fair enough. We should check out in the next one the final of the Final Fantasy VII remake stuff. Looks pretty good, in my opinion.
All right. But first, before we do that, we're going to go to the people in the chat. If you're on this chat, let us know. I'm going to run through these. Which ones do you want to see? So far, William said Halo. Resident Evil. I said William. William Evil Veronica. Resident Evil Veronica world premiere trailer. All right, we got Mighty Cuphead Adventure World premiere trailer. Mighty
Jeremy,
Cuphead. What are you?
It's not on the stage.
Oh, for the love of God. freaking stupid freaking StreamYard fixed what I wanted fixed, and now I forgot about it. You forget about it every time. It's been freaking months now. Alien Isolation 2. Jin Atlas world premiere trailer. Blood. That's Message. I realized that I don't know how to spell massage, and every time I talk to my partner who's a massage therapist, I spell message. All right, come on, people. Blood Message world premiere trailer. We got Hacks.
That's such a weird name. They pronounce it as Hayex.
All right, we got, is that Tupac? Stranger Than Heaven. We're just gonna have to watch that because it has Tupac in it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin world premiere trailer. We got some cool duck. Crossfire world premiere trailer. Control Resonant. Guild Wars 3. Gundam Rogue Orbit. That looks really cool. We got Star Wars Galactic Racer. That'll be fun. Who can play all these games, Trey? You would have to spend like all of your, if you were like a hardcore gamer with the amount of content that comes out and how easy it is to see the content these days, you would have to just play games all the time. Oh my gosh, RuneScape.
Yeah, there's a new RuneScape.
1666. Is this a Saw game?
Yeah, and 6066 is the it's very Assassin's Creedy. It's made by an old developer of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it looked very Assassin's
It looks really
Creedy.
good.
We got Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendance expansion. Hot Wheels Infinite Rush. Where the frack Attack on Titan 3? Where the frick is the Final Fantasy game, Trey?
It's the very last one.
Street Fighter 6 Year 4. Stellar Blade. There's so many games. Final Fantasy 7 Revelation. All right, that really was literally the last one. You weren't kidding. Okay. Don't say anything. So we're watching this. Trey called
星を滅ぼす隕石
Good.
メテオが迫る
What I want it to be in.
クラウドたちの最後の旅が始まります。
With no
星の
subtitles.
運命をめぐる物語は完結の時を迎えるのです。今作では新たな移動手段として飛空艇ハイウィンドが登場。シリーズ最大のオープンワールドがあなたを待っています。ミッドガルの郊外、緑豊かなミディールの島、忍びの国ウータイ。星を救う使命を果たすため、舵を切り、目的の地に降り立ちましょう。
降りる。
パラシュートでかよ。おうよ、新羅製の最新型だ。ガッといってパッと開きゃあっという間に地上だ。
目的地に到着したら空から地上へ一気にダイブ。パラシュートを開きシームレスにオープンワールドの世界を楽しんでください。どこへ向かうのか、すべてはあなたの選択次第です。旅先で遭遇する行為には仲間と共に立ち向かいましょう。星を救うため、すべての仲間たちがクラウドのもとに集結。今作ではそれぞれの物語も描かれ、これまで以上に彼らを身近に感じられるでしょう。シリーズ1作目のリメイクで確立したバトルシステムは続くリバースで進化を遂げ、今リベレーションついに完成。さらなる自由度を体験できます。リアルタイムアクションで敵と戦いながらシームレスに操作キャラクターを切り替えられます。さらに時間の流れが緩やかになるグリッドモードへ移行することで戦況を確認しながら魔法やアビリティ、仲間との連携技、さらには召喚獣を呼び出すことができます。勝利への道筋を戦いの中で探し出しましょう。
Trey, this is 5 minutes long.
Yeah, you can probably. It's a bit of a long one.
So, Trey, I
華麗な
haven't
ガン
played
アクションで
Rebirth
敵を
or
撃
any
つ
of them. Are they essentially the
そ
same?
の破滅的な力を
You're cutting out. You might want to pause the video.
Yeah. Are they the same as like Final Fantasy 16 game mechanics?
Not. I haven't played Final Fantasy 16, but it's like it's a fusion between the old game mechanics and the live action. So you go around and you're smacking stuff with a sword. Like Kingdom Hearts, actually, is what it reminds me of.
Nice. All right, we're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna continue on to updates and a word from our sponsors, which is Merlin, and then whoever else I decide to talk about. All right, what do we want to do here? Let's do one more.
What was that other one you mentioned that you
let's do Tupac.
That one, yep.
To Live and Die in LA.
調べたぞお前らのこと海の向こうじゃアジア人ってんでのけ者にされて日本じゃ毛頭扱い俺は何人なんだって何度も思ったろ敵討ちかつまらねえことに人生使ってんだ大統領
Hey, that's what we should do to your back.
俺の人生始まらねえんだ
I don't know what this is, but this looks amazing. But real quick, Trey, we should tattoo your back like that on Mercury. Where your whole back is like that, like the Japanese, and it's the pricking part where they dip the ink in and they I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's amazing. And we should do that with your entire body. More importantly, Dustin, if you're out there, we should do that to your body on air.
I don't think that our channel is meant for the kind of cussing I would do if I had to do that.
I don't know, Trey. Geez, Trey, that's some intense cussing. I see some pretty bad words on here sometimes, but that's getting crazy. All right, back to the show. Okay, so I'm really confused. Is Tupac coming back from the dead for this? What's happening? I don't understand. I don't understand why he's in this. Not that I'm against him being in it. I support people doing whatever they want. Stranger Than Heaven gets January release date and the new trailer, the features in-game Tupac and more, launching on PlayStation 5. Yes, Tupac is really in the game alongside Snoop Dogg and a slew of other celebrity names. Who's this by? Do you know, Trey?
No idea.
See where this goes. Pushing buttons. Like a Dragon Studio, Ryugo Kotaku has released a new trailer for Stranger Than Heaven, revealing that the action game will launch, like I said, on PlayStation 5 and so forth. Oh, and Tupac, the deceased West Coast rapper, is in the game. Let's see what else is in here. Stranger Than Heaven is a prequel of sorts to RGG Studios' long-running Yakuza Like a Dragon series that takes place across 5 time periods: 1915, 1929, 1943, 51, and 65, eventually connecting to the fictional Kamurocho, where the aforementioned action games take place, and the Tojo clan is active in. All right, I'm gonna have to go play all those games now. Trey, hook me up to some water and IV. We'll get some caffeine and sugar in me, and we're gonna just start playing all of the Yakuza games so that I can get up to speed on what's gonna happen with said Tupac.
You know, there's like 5. There's like 5 main series games, 1 spin-off, and like 2 like side story games.
I'm so excited for the Doom game. I don't know why, but that made me so happy because he had the spear in the one hand and then he had the gun in the other hand, and it looked so fun and reminded me of playing Doom when I was younger because I loved that game.
It looked phenomenal. I thought that looked really good.
Yeah, it looked like they did a really good job. All right, Trey. Well, we have an X Spaces next week where we're going to deep dive into all the stuff from Summer Game Fest if I have a chance to watch all the videos and then just not bumble my way through that Spaces. However, you'll probably be good because you've watched it, so you're going to lead that entire Spaces.
Looking forward to talking with you. I hope you do get to watch it because there was a lot of fun stuff. And again, I know that once you see more of there's ones that we didn't cover here that I'm really excited about.
That's really cool. All right, Trey, what else do we have going on in the Age of Radio community this week?
Not a lot.
Good, we're doing a good job.
Yeah, I can't even. I think I did a Daredevil trivia question this week in the Discord, and we don't have any events until I think in 2 weeks ish, when we do our game on thing where we play Discord games, or maybe soon Nintendo Switch, Mario Kart.
Or play any games at any time in my life would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Trey, do you have a Substack? Oh, go ahead, Trey.
No, I don't have a Substack update. I don't have anything else on the community end.
That's great. We're doing a hell of a job. And our technology is working really, really good. Senate probe finds gaps in Spotify's fight against drug-related podcast spam. Spotify has reportedly removed more than 57,000 podcasts after it became aware that many were fronts for illegal online pharmacies that sold drugs without prescriptions. The situation was first flagged by CNN and Business Insider last year as they identified dozens of these fake podcasts across Spotify selling medications like Oxycontin, Adderall, and Xanax on hundreds of podcasts with names like My Adderall Store. That prompted Senator Maggie Hassan, a Democrat from New Hampshire, to demand answers from Spotify. A year later, she has released a report on the findings that argues that Spotify's experience should serve as a warning to podcasters as AI makes it easier to create harmful content at scale. While Spotify told congressional investigators it believes the content was largely part of a spam attack aimed at manipulating search engine rankings rather than an effort to sell drugs directly through Spotify, the report says the company's response exposed weaknesses in its ability to identify harmful content before it was publicly reported. The fact that Spotify seemingly acted against drug-related content identified in May 2025 on other media reports, and the committee found new drug-related content throughout the course of its investigation, raises questions about the effectiveness of the company's proactive moderation capabilities. Trey, I'm going to get your thoughts on this before I give my opinions on this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. This is really it's really sad that this is happening, but at the same time, this is an area where I never expected that. Like online e-commerce, online like shady sites, sometimes YouTube comments, sure, but actual drug podcasting is just wild to me. Horrible stuff.
Yeah, my thing though is, and didn't go into any of the probe that went along with this, but my question though is it really Spotify? Like, if me and you had a podcast, like we could be on live on right here on YouTube right now, and we could talk about one of our businesses that is like get like health items on our website and not give any other context to it and lead people over to that website, where then we sell them like mushroom, like I don't know, illegal magic mushrooms or something in some capacity. Is that on YouTube? Is that YouTube's fault? Would YouTube have seen that? Would YouTube know?
That's actually a really fantastic point. You're right that it's when it gets to and you people blame YouTube for this a lot too. It's unfortunate because like you can't police a lot of these websites, and I learned recently that bad actors have a habit of, if it's coming from a specific IP address, the traffic, they will use like a basic like medicine app or medicine website or something.
Yep.
But if it's coming from anywhere else, they'll use the shadier stuff.
Yeah. Now I
I
feel
don't-
that if there was a law put in place where they needed to monitor a better, or the fact that the probe came out in May of the original probe, I think in the article said May of 2025. I guess more of the problem is why didn't Spotify do anything, at least in some parts, to kind of put some policy in place? Like, obviously if publicly traded companies are going to be under more speculation that a privately traded company is going to be at, but nonetheless there should be if the private or the public company knew that the government was looking into that and it could somehow impact shareholders right in the future, then why didn't it do something before this continued to escalate and make it on our new show, which is now that means it's going to be everywhere out in the world because we're talking about it on our show.
Yeah,
sometimes I don't think you couldn't see me like showing that I was joking around about it the last part. But go on, Trey. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, I had no idea.
Yeah, the last part of what I was saying was kind of a joke. That we're that big enough that's going to make an impact of us talking. It will eventually, maybe not right now. But anyways, continue with your thought, Trey.
So it's just kind of tough because they can make a lot of stuff, but at some point, so I have this theory. If you go too far into trying to monitor and control your platform or your software or whatever, eventually you start going into removing utility. So for instance, if they like aggressively look at and like do like a full search of links and stuff like that, one, that's going to take a lot more power. That's going to take some sort of, let's route it through this VPN and do all of this stuff. But two, eventually, even like if it's harsh enough, even like safe sites are going to start getting dings and alerts and stuff like that. You actually see that with YouTube a lot, where perfectly okay, like safe videos will get copyright struck, and as soon as you like say, hey, this isn't right, they take it right off again.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know. I think Spotify, I don't know. I don't know. I'm conflicted. Like, I get that Spotify might need to look into it, but I also don't think that, I think that they might need to have something run through links that are in the episode descriptions that push people over. But for them to police everything that's being said and shown on a video like we're doing right now and said, I don't think that that's something that they should have to do. I get it with something running through like links that are in the episode descriptions, and I get it to even them maybe like looking into the AI produced content, right? But for them to go through in some other manner to police everything that's being said, I don't know how feasible that is. And sometimes you're just going to have people that are bad actors that are promoting and doing harmful things. And then once you find out about it, you need to stop it.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, and more Spotify news here. Spotify now is in the AI I'm sorry, this is not Spotify news. There is more Spotify news. This is Spots Now. Spots Now is the AI operating system for the podcast advertising. Wait, hold on. No, this is Spotify. That was an advertisement at the top. Spotify redefines a play. I knew there was something about Spotify in one of these articles. Spotify has adopted the Alliance for Podcast Measurement definition of a play. In their metrics, this was announced June 12th as part of a wider set of new data and charts within the creator's dashboard. Spotify first introduced a play in May 2025, but didn't explain how they were calculated. As of today, a play is now defined as 30 seconds of content played once per user per session. Spotify claims their data helped inform AMP's definition. The technical details of that have yet to be published. The IAB, which is not involved with AMP, has no definition of a play in podcast measurement guidelines, under which many podcast hosting companies certify their data. Its technical document defines a valid download as something where enough of the podcast content to play for 1 minute should have been downloaded. One per user per 24 hours. That's twice as long as AMP's 30-second figure. So again, if that's AMP's 30-second figure, so it means that someone has to listen to, hold on. Where did it say here? 30 seconds of content played once per user per session. What's a session though?
That's what I was just wondering. Because if I go and I listen to a podcast for a couple minutes and then I wait until like a day or 2 days later, and it's excuse me, sorry.
Love it, Trey. I hope you got snot all over your hand.
I did. Gross, man.
Show it on the screen. Go look at that. I'm just kidding. Okay, continue with
that. If I do that and then 2 days later I go, oh yeah, I was listening to that podcast. How did that? And is that a second play?
Well, that should be a second. That should be a second play. If you went, so what? That's the problem is that if you pick up from where you started, and you don't listen. So let's say you pick up from where you started and you listen for a few seconds, and it's not 30 seconds, but enough time had gone by for whatever a session is, then that should be counted as a specific play. I think 30 seconds is too short for something to be counted as a play. And more of the problem comes with how long is a session? Is a session an hour? Is a session 2 hours? Is a session a day? It all depends on what the session is. It could be, you listen to something for 30 seconds, you may wait a day, and then you come back and listen to it for 30 seconds. Yeah, that could technically be counted as a second play. Or does it have to play from the other spot that you started from that you'd already heard for it to be a play?
Yeah, I think that's weird because I would think that any playing of the thing from the same, in my opinion, it should just be per user.
Well, yeah, but it also, but though, like if I listen to something per user, then that's fine, a play. But there should be another play counted at some point in the future if that user decides to listen to it again. But it could mean that they have to start it from the beginning and get so many minutes into it.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm trying to see if they mentioned that. Well, it goes, our arch nemesis never has good documentation, and I don't want to read all that. If anybody knows what the answer is, come and let us know. What is a session and when that play will get counted again? That's what we want to know, and that's what we need to know. All right, but again, Age Radio Mercury is brought to you by Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. I like how it cuts off your head on the Instagram. Like what? Watch. Let me remove this. Oh, it's not doing it now. It was when we were in this mode. Hold on. It completely blocks us on the Instagram. Like you're gone. It's just off of your head.
That's funny.
Now let's move on back to this mode. All right. So Age Radio Mercury is brought to you by Merlin, smartest way to track your crypto. You can get 30 days for free. Head on over to merlincrypto.com. Merlin allows you to put all of your coins into one easy-to-see dashboard without actually importing them into the system. It's just a view-only system. Inside of there, you can see what your profits and losses are. You can see what your daily gain is as well. And more importantly, Merlin allows you to create an exit strategy. Now, there's a basic plan and a pro plan. In the basic plan, you actually have to create the exit strategy points yourself by using something maybe like Fibonacci sequences off of TradingView. However, if you get the pro plan with Merlin, Merlin actually has a 2-click system where you can click a high point and a low point, and Merlin will do the rest and create exit targets for you based off of your average entry points for each cryptocurrency. So make sure that you can check that out at merlincrypto.com to see if you need to make that part of your tools in your plan to create generational wealth and to build wealth with investments, and make sure that you look into cryptocurrency to see how it can also be a part of your plan, because frankly, it's not going anywhere and it will be here for the long run. Despite, hey Trey, did you see that that documentary? That there's a documentary out called "They're Lying to You for Money" about how all of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is a scam. Have you seen? And it's from the guy from the the OC, and from Gotham, the main actor in both of those shows. He was the creator of the documentary.
I have not seen that. No.
I think it premiered at one of the film festivals, and I think it's doing a run across the country as well. But watch that too. You make your own opinion. Maybe you're like, yeah, crypto's garbage, then don't get it. Or maybe you'll research it and you're like, hey, crypto's cool, and you get into it. I mean, you never know unless you try.
Very true.
And I think everybody's lying to us for money, so I just don't. I'm just kidding. All right, let's check out some other news here. I don't know where we want to go next. Hold on. What's this? Bumper's measurement dashboard goes free. A measurement tool combining data from different sources. The Bumper dashboard is now available for every podcast free. The tool's new Bumper score will also be available. What the company calls a standard benchmark that compares podcast performance and context. The company has also announced MCP server access for AI assistants. Have you ever used this Bumper app before?
No. I should also mention that you do not have it up on the stage.
Fantastic. I love that, Trey. Thank you for sharing that. Bumpers. Go ahead, Trey.
I'm curious about it now that it's free. I wonder if it works for like a specific network or if it works for most podcasts.
A leader in podcast data and growth solutions, Bumper announced a major expansion of the Bumper dashboard, opening the platform to all podcasters with a new free tier, restructured pricing, and an enterprise level AI integration that connects podcast data directly to AI tools via a model context protocol server. The Bumper score, Bumper's independent audience verification tool, is now available across all plans, having tracked more than 3 billion hours of podcasts. I don't know. Let's go over to Bumper and check it out. Bumper to Bumper. Podcast data plus growth. Bumper helps podcasters make smarter decisions with better data. What questions does Bumper answer? How do I grow my audience? What podcast data matters? Where is my podcast data? Who executes my marketing plan? So it looks like it analyzes the data and then gives you advice or gives you some type of data points on how you can grow your show and what to do.
Yeah, that is what it looks like.
All right, podcasters need access to the most comprehensive data to make the best decisions for their shows. The Bumper dashboard removes the headaches and hassle of podcast measurement and brings together the most important podcast data in one place. See audience, listen, and watch time, YouTube views, downloads, and more all in one place, all up to date. Get all podcast data in one place. It kind of does what Mercury does, but for podcast data. It's what it sounds like. Get all of your data in one easy to use dashboard. That's our tagline, Bumper, not yours. So the Bumper dashboard automatically aggregates and compares podcast metrics from key data sources, including it's another integrated that you can do. What's the price? So, but I guess it's now free.
I guess it is. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll go check that out and see what happens. That looks fun. Trey, did you wipe your nose? Is that what happened? Did you wipe your hand off? Is that why you left the chair?
Oh, I wiped my nose.
Love it.
I wiped my nose.
I loved it. I love it. I thought it was good, but it's snot. Have you ever heard that joke?
Oh, yes, I have.
Hey, look at your favorite company, Apple. Apple Podcast Video to be on TV OS and Mac OS. Apple released more information on upcoming features as part of the company's WWDC. Trey, did they talk about their necklace at this one, or is that when they do the actual Apple event?
That's when they do the actual Apple event, usually.
That's all I care about. I want an AI necklace. I think I'm the only person on the planet that wants an AI necklace, and I'm just saying that because wearing glasses all the time is stupid. I've had to wear glasses since I was in second grade.
I get irritated at having to wear if I have to wear glasses for a long time too. Usually WWDC is just software. So.
Yeah. All right. In this announcement, we learned that from fall this year, Mac users will get access to video podcasts in the podcast app, which is live now. We're going to be putting out Mercury on that bad boy here soon. Apple Podcasts on tvOS also will support video playback and we'll have a full redesign. And there is new search within a show feature to find an episode. So Trey, guess what? That means we're going to be on TV. Someone's going to be able to watch our beautiful faces on TV. Everybody that's in the chat, put in the chat if you're going to watch our beautiful faces on TV.
Or put in the chat if you're already watching our faces on TV.
Well, yeah, I guess you could be watching it on TV now. Trey, do you watch Netflix and or Netflix? You watch YouTube on your television now?
No, I usually do it on my tablet.
Apple Podcast video allow. Oh, go ahead, Trey.
I'm going to be right back again. Sorry.
Are you going to wipe your nose? I want to talk about snot more on the show. Oh my God, Trey's going to wipe his nose. Apple, but I want to talk to him about Apple. He knows more. Apple's his thing. All right, hold on. Hold on. While we're here, let's do one of these bad boys. Hold on. And Trey's back. Apple Podcast Video allows creators to include an optional 4K version of their show, which, while overkill on a phone, will look good on a big screen. Agreed. Typically, these new features roll out in mid-September with public betas in July. Development betas are available now, though are confidential. Trey, so what do you think about Apple coming to the big screen on your TV?
I think it's honestly fantastic. It'll be very interesting because it's not like a YouTube. People don't usually go for and I know everybody says that it's great to have video in more places and all of that stuff.
But is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like most people don't even look at Apple podcasts on the TV because I feel like podcasts in general are more of a on your phone thing. Although now that the line is blurring, you never know. Maybe they'll start adding some of their premiere podcasts to the Apple TV app.
That's what they should do. They should do premiere. They should do that. They should start making podcasts that are specifically for the people to be watching on TV, and then make it around that. And then they just created a TV channel, and they're not really podcasts because, again, it doesn't make it a podcast because people are sitting around talking and video recording themselves. Freaking drives me crazy.
I know.
All right, well, I'm done with podcast news. I'm happy for Apple. You should watch me and Trey on Apple. And we'll make other stuff on Apple. All right, into some Xbox news here. Xbox preparing for significant layoffs as new CEO Ashish Sharma details Xbox reset. Microsoft has laid off thousands of workers over the past 3 years to correct its financial spreadsheets, but significant layoffs are on the way for Xbox as part of the new CEO Ashish Sharma's Xbox reset, according to a new report from Bloomberg. In a new Xbox Wire blog post that is a copy paste of an email sent to Xbox employees globally, Sharma and Xbox Chief Content Officer Matt Booty discussed problems facing Xbox's future and plans to course correct. Though she doesn't mention layoffs, the messaging is this joint post seems to signal the layoffs Bloomberg reports are incoming, according to its source within the company. Bloomberg reports that through the exact scale of the layoff is unclear. They are expected to occur after the close of Microsoft fiscal year on June 30th, alongside significantly slashed budgets for marketing and other areas of the Xbox business. Sharma and Booty say the company will end its fiscal year at about a 3% accountability margin down year over year, with an annual revenue of decline of nearly $500 million during that time, alongside a $20 billion spend in ongoing investments in content, platform, and hardware subsidy. Excluding Activision, Blizzard King, critically, a 3% accountability margin means that for every $100 Xbox makes, it keeps $3 as profit, as noted by Bloomberg's reporter Jason Schreier over on Blue Sky. Sharma and Booty's emails going forward, this cannot continue. So again, they're needing to do this to improve their actually, what Bloomberg show is this? I'm gonna have to watch that later. I'm gonna go watch that Bloomberg show later. Plus, I'm a big fan of Bloomberg. But essentially, this is something that companies have to do. At the end of the day, Microsoft is a corporate, publicly traded company. They're going to be doing a lot of things differently at Xbox. I read a post earlier today as well that it looks like she's really focusing on consoles again. So out of all these years that we were trying to get rid of console wars and we were going towards that, she's bringing back exclusives to Xbox, if I'm not mistaken. And then she's also committed to improve. I think from the way that I understood it, she's going to move forward with the console piece of it. And so this is what they're going to have to do to cut it, to keep their profit margin at least where they're at, if not to get them more, to increase it, because then they're going to go heavier into capital expenditures. So unfortunately, is what it is, and they're probably going to outsource some of that to AI. Trey, what are your thoughts?
I bet you're thrilled. No more everything's an Xbox.
That was the well, okay, I'm not opposed to that concept. I think that concept would be great, and I don't know which one would be better in the world, right? I don't know what would be better. In my mind, I feel that if you have software and you can play it everywhere, that's better for the world. Them calling it Xbox, everything is an Xbox, was stupid.
Yeah, I think that they were just trying to transition their fans out of thinking that Xbox was this separate entity, which really didn't. Because Xbox people actually, it's funny because you really shouldn't. People say that you really shouldn't care for a brand. Let's be frank here. When you have a product, you create a relationship with that product. That's flipping human. I am a big PlayStation guy. I love PlayStation. Not so much Xbox. I'm getting more into Nintendo. I'm a big Apple guy. I really like Apple. I'm not going to defend all of the decisions they've made, but I really like those companies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's just a natural thing of, if you relate to the work that these people are doing, you're going to want them to do really well. And I think that a lot of people were seeing where Xbox was going and kind of going, yeah, I don't like that very much.
Yeah, and I think that that's one of the reasons why they brought Asha in. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. I don't like when I mispronounce people's names. But so I think that's why they brought her in. But again, at the end of the day, I think that this is normal for a corporation. It sucks for the people that might lose their jobs. And I hate to see for that happen. And I think that more people need to unionize to help with those types of things. And then also, I think it's up to companies, really, in my opinion, to help reskill people so that you don't have to go and rehire and you can retrain rather than, lay off and then rehire. In regards to the brand piece though, Trey, I think I don't want to say a whore for brands. There are certain brands that I'm very adamant about. The one thing that I will say is I have become more of a prominent Sony proponent over these last probably 4 or 5 years, especially getting into more media stuff. And then once I tried the PlayStation 5 a couple of years ago, PlayStation 5 is by far a way better console than any of the consoles that are out there. I mean, even if you just test them next to each other, in my opinion, PlayStation 5 is better. And PlayStation 5 has exclusive games that you can only get for PlayStation, which I also think that those games and that exclusivity is worth having a PlayStation. And then obviously Sony in general, because I'm using Sony cameras now for anything that I do for video. I'm about to buy Sony FX. We bought an FX6 for the podcast studio, for CJV's live podcast studio. We have A7 Sony's. And then for photography, I still prefer Nikon. I would never touch a Canon to save my life. No offense, Canon. I just like Nikon because I like those brands. And they've been good to me. So I think that's a case. And I think that you want to have exclusivity I think that you should still have exclusivity whether or not everything was an Xbox. I don't think that they should make it where all games are being played on everything. And I think that Asha is going to go back to that. And I think that we're going to see a better console from Xbox. We're going to see exclusive games again. And hopefully that they can then, because I mean, I know that there is monopoly issues with them owning Blizzard and then them stopping the rights of those games to be on everything. But in reality, I think that should be possibly something that they should be allowed to do if they own that brand. they should be able to put it on only on their products. That's why you would buy a brand so that you could integrate it into your products and push your competitors out of it. So I don't remember how that trust lawsuit ended, but I don't know. In certain areas, I'm against trust and the monopolization of things, and then some areas, some of the times they don't make sense, and then they don't enforce other certain things. Like I think Heinz Kraft owns like all the fucking condiments in the entire US, and no one stepped in about that. Like, I don't know. I think that they just pick and choose certain things based off of publicity.
I think that's exactly right. Yeah. And I hope that this new direction does Xbox really well, because last year man, I was on their butts. I was not very impressed.
No, I know you hated Microsoft last year, or Xbox specifically. All right, in more horrible restructuring news, Ubisoft has announced a new wave of organizational restructuring, resulting in the closures of 2 studios and hundreds of layoffs. As reported by Insider Gaming, the publisher sent an internal message to staff stating how it has been evolving to simplify how it operates, reduce its cost base, and strengthen the company for the long term. To that end, it has shuttered its studios in Winnipeg and Belgrade. Ubisoft Winnipeg opened its doors in 2019 and served as support studios for Rainbow Six Mobile, Far Cry 6, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Winnipeg's closure has reportedly impacted 65 employees. Ubisoft Belgrade has existed since 2016 and worked on several titles, including the recently revealed Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Roughly 100 employees are reportedly impacted. Additionally, layoffs have been announced at Ubisoft Barcelona and Ubisoft San Francisco. They're all over they don't need to have that. They need to have one place in Montreal, hire developer. Why do they need all of these places all over the freaking country? I don't understand. Like, what do you actually need? Like, there's nothing that the people in San Francisco cannot do from the people in Montreal, Canada.
It's so that they can say our team has all these people with various backgrounds and nationalities.
I get it was a DEI push, so they went and put out a bunch of different. Look, that is ridiculous. That's the problem. When they get flushed with cash, they think that they have to spend it, and they don't do long-term good planning to reduce their expenses. There are times when you need to go heavy on spending, and then there's times when you continuously look at that and then pull back. But if you do that, these types of things happen. So when you do the massive spending, you should be micromanaging the plan that you have for into the future, so that the spending doesn't get out of control, so that you don't have to cut back that hard into the future, which is the case of with Twitter and X. But this sucks that all these people are going to lose their jobs, especially because they're probably talented people. Now, in the case of Ubisoft, and then I'll kick it over to you, Trey. In the case of Ubisoft, I personally think Ubisoft just needs to be sold to a private equity firm, and then the private equity. I don't think that they should be a publicly traded company. I know they sold off a lot of their, some of their IP for different games, but I don't know. Ubisoft's having a rough go. What do you think?
Yeah, in general, I tend to oppose private equity because I feel like a lot of that stuff is very profit driven. Well, not that it shouldn't be, it really should be, but I really would like to see creators be able to make the stuff they want to make. And I think even in like regular corporate stuff, especially in the gaming industry, there are forces that kind of make them stick to a mold where I would much rather see them be able to do their entire creative vision.
Rather than private equity. Oh, sorry, Trey, go ahead.
So at the same time, though, and again, next week I might have to bring up a article I did, because I talked a little bit about Ubisoft during that article. The games industry and the entertainment industry is hyper over leveraged right now.
Yeah, because people are making content out of their butt, and just there's so much of it.
I think it's mostly the industrial players, the big guys, but I don't even know if selling themselves is going to get them enough capital.
You know, actually, I thought about something else. What they should do is figure out how they can take it back private, not by buying an equity, not from a private equity like firm. Those firms can probably be a part of like the helping taking it back private. But rather than like in the case with EA, where they went to Jared Kushner's firm that he had with I think the Saudis, and took EA public in that capacity because of the portfolio that the company that was owned by the Saudis wanted to do as it related to like sports and gaming specifically. So they need to find companies that they can do that with, that's maybe not just that won't have like a controlling seat on it. And then they find a new CEO, they take it back private so they don't have to meet all the public requirements, and then they can they can kind of like downsize it, get to a good group of video games that they want to do, and then they could grow it and then maybe take it back public later, or they could just keep it going as private. I feel that they need to do something because I think Ubisoft is in a place where it had too much content for too long, and it needs to create focal points of the content that it wants to create. I think that's what the issue is.
I would agree that that's definitely part of the issue. I actually think that that's a really good way to do it. As a matter of fact, when you mention EA, I haven't seen a lot from them recently, but what they're doing seems to be doing them really, really well.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, guys. Well, we have a few more, I guess this is Trey, and then whoever else is on here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe. We're going to go to a few more articles here that I just want to point out because I think this is funny. And Martin Scorsese is just makes some freaking great movies, but sometimes I feel that he's so pretentious that I'm just kind of like, I don't know. He sometimes bothers me because of his pretentiousness around filmmaking, and then he goes and does something like this. So we're going to end it with this one. Martin Scorsese's promotion of AI company is called a betrayal by directors union. A letter from the Art Directors Guild accused the acclaimed filmmaker of turning his back on the artist who helped him create some of his best work. Oscar-winning director Martin Scorsese, usually hailed as a master filmmaker and scholar of cinema, is facing backlash for promoting a company that offers generative AI products. Scorsese, the directors of classics such as Raging Bull and Goodfellas, spoke about embracing artificial intelligence as a movie-making tool in a video posted last week by the AI startup company Black Forest Labs. The video announced that Scorsese had joined the company as an advisor. Scorsese told the New York Times in a statement last week that he was interested in the technology's role in storytelling and seeing how that can push the bounds of creativity. Remember, cinema is a young medium, only around 125 years old, so we have to be open to how it can evolve. Representatives for Scorsese did not immediately respond to an NBC News request for comment. The Times article noted that he declined an interview, but made it clear that his support of AI was specific to storyboarding, the pre-production process of using illustrations to plan scenes in a movie. So, Trey, do you think it should be used for storyboarding? I guess is the first question.
So idea curation, not necessarily creation, although that I've had help with as well, but curation, where it can you can work with it and build like an idea up into something that's workable. I think that's one of the better uses for AI. If it's something where it goes into the actual production of the movie, then I think you're on weaker ground. But I also know that the majority of the creative industry they're going nuts, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't know what goes into storyboarding. I think storyboarding is super helpful, especially the minimal that I've done with it in relation to Figma and UX design, or getting my ideas out, or UI design, on getting my ideas out there and some being able to see it. And I think that who is it? The Korean director that did Parasite, like he makes his storyboards and then he like stays to those storyboards. I think when you look at mass production of movies and how fast the content goes, I think that an individual or an artist could use artificial intelligence to create those storyboards a lot faster than maybe the illustration piece that has to go into those to art them out. You could use AI for that. But again, I think that you might miss something without having the human element design those things on what that's supposed to look like. But I think, and people might get mad at me, but from the way in which content is mass produced this way, more of these types of things are going to go to AI so they can do things a lot faster, because now it's all about speed of getting something out there so that, most people aren't like me where I only had a Netflix account for 4 years, never watched anything on Netflix because I was too lazy to cancel it and I wanted Stranger Things 5 or whatever it was. Most people, if they don't have something that they're interested in today's climate, they're going to cancel. So they need to constantly have content going out there. And the only way that you can get that much content is, unfortunately, by automating a lot of the mundane things in the making of it. And also, too, that will reduce the cost, which will allow them to get more content out there as well.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I still don't like it. I mean, I still think it's kind of shitty, but
I don't know. I don't think it's so bad. I know that a lot of people who do like a lot of the art direction stuff like that aren't going to be super happy. But in my opinion, it's less of a let's get this all ironed out and figure out exactly what it's supposed to look like to a beginner step. This isn't going to be, in my opinion, AI is let's get this started, not let's get this finished. Even when it comes to just storyboarding.
But do you think that it will be where we're at right now? It's in the let's get started stages, but that this is the beginning of it moving to let's finish this stages?
I don't think so. I think that it's always going to be a thing of let's get this started, because as good as it gets, and Gemini Nano and stuff like that are like wildly powerful stuff. I think that like you can only get as specific to a certain point with an AI. After that, you have to like iron down to where it actually fits your vision. You can get it started, but I don't think AI is ever going to be okay, that's perfect. We don't need to do anything more with that.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of people, I don't have an answer, but I think a lot of people would disagree, and that's why they're fearful that there's going to get to a point where AI is like, this is the end step, or people are going to look at that step and be like, this is the end step, so we don't need to have any of these jobs anymore. Now, whether or not I believe that or I agree with you, I think that that's where people's sentiment might be. But it's 5:08. Do you know where your children are? Trey, what time is it there in Montana? 7 or 6? I never know what's happening.
6.
All right. Well, Trey, this has been an amazing show. I love talking with you for this hour and a half. Go ahead and give your closing thoughts and calls to action, sir.
Awesome. This is really, really fun. I'm really looking forward to talking about the Summer Games Fest on X Spaces next week, and then WWDC the week after. I'm very excited to talk about all of the Apple beta stuff. Hint, actually, the beta is doing really well. The only time it failed was on X, literally. For me, that stuff is literally I am not
That's
saying...
right. All of my technology failed on the X Spaces yesterday, too. So I don't think it's just an Apple thing. I think it's a crappy X thing.
I am not telling anybody to download the beta now, because I've heard some other people aren't as lucky as I am, because I am very lucky with technology. Check out my Substack. You guys can find me at creatortray.substack.com. You can find my social networks, all of them, at creatortray. And I'll pass it back to you, Jeremy, because that's all I got.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Trey. Again, you're watching Mercury, your home for podcasting and pop culture news. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Also, go subscribe to our podcast feed wherever you get your podcast, because we have our X Spaces on there, and we're working on some other audio content as well. I'm excited because I'm also setting up for our second half of the year conferences that we're going to be doing, having interviews with people. We're still trying to get into Tucson Comic Con. We're going to be doing Uwu Con. We might even be doing Mojave Mayhem. So I'm really excited to get out there with creators and talk to them about the things that they love. I also have my channel, Age of Jeremy. I have a new segment called Markets Radar, where I break down everything break down what I think is the most important thing that's going on in the markets, cryptos, bonds, stocks, and everything in between. And I break it down and try to tell you what it means to me and my thoughts about it. That's called Markets Raider. It's currently just a segment on my Age of Jeremy podcast feed and show. So make sure that you check out that. Also check out my YouTube. I just released a video of myself and a gentleman on my Age of Jeremy conversation segment. I sit down with Original Poetry, talk to him about poetry, his work in poetry, what he's created, what poetry means to him, and what poetry can mean to the overall community. So check that out on my Age of Jeremy YouTube, where I talk to him on my Age of Jeremy conversations. And then I also just got a update from my editor and videographer, Kelly. He just let me know that my segment with the Chief Operating Officer of Junior Achievement is about complete or just about done. He's making some final touches, and then we'll get that out to everybody here soon on the Age of Jeremy YouTube conversations. I guess line, what are those called? Playlists out there as well. So make sure that you like and subscribe to that and follow me everywhere on Age of Jeremy. I don't know. We have so much stuff going on. Trey asked me how much content I wanted to make, and I said, there's more content than God can make. And that's what we're going to try to do. So again, my name is Jeremy. This is Mercury, your home for podcasting and pop culture news. And as I always say, be thankful, grateful, and kind. And we'll talk with you folks soon. Bye.